sure this is recording. Recording. Okay. All right, guys. So today, or over the past couple of days, we've had some crazy news. Absolutely insane, actually. So basically, what's happened is this company called Melvin Capital has been shorting stocks called GameStop, and basically, what shorting a stock means is they bet on it to go down. Now, this info is public information. When they do this, you can see it. You go to a certain website. I forget what website it is, but basically there is a community on Reddit called Wall Street Bets. That's the thread or the group. And their goal was to drive the stock price up in spite of these hedge funds, these people, Melvin Capital, because they didn't want them to make money. They are obviously extremely rich. And so basically what we have going on now is stock prices that aren't supposed to be going up, absolutely going through the roof. Um, so
Well,
yeah,
do you want to explain to people what a hedge fund is? Because I'm sure people are like, what does hedge fund even mean?
so a hedge fund is just like it's similar to a mutual fund in a certain sort of way, except for the fact that with a hedge fund, you have to usually the buy-ins are at like $100,000 or $1 million. It's for really rich people to invest in, and the investments are often riskier than a mutual fund. So basically, what a mutual fund is it's just you can think of it as a portfolio manager trying to beat the stock market by taking stocks in and out of the portfolio. If you want to add.
Yeah. So also I would say explain what short selling is, because a lot of people don't understand what that means either. That's basically these companies are buying options saying that the price is going to fall to a certain, they're basically betting that the price of the stock is going to fall to a certain value. And when it falls to that value, they're going to make sometimes billions of dollars off of it.
Yeah. So what we
And
have. Go ahead.
what they do is they actually engage in market manipulation, which they've been doing since the beginning of time, where they'll actually they'll release information out to the media and through their financial advisors saying that this company is going to fall, the stock is going to fall, the financials are bad. They'll put out all this information to panic people. You see it all the time. Bank of America, all these huge companies will come out and say, oh, we've downgraded the stock to $10 a share, and if it's at $20 a share. So then people on Robinhood, mostly all the new people on Robinhood and Webull and all these new apps that don't really have a lot of experience trading and they're in it for day trading, they'll kind of panic and they'll see that it was downgraded and they'll start selling off their shares because they don't want to lose money. And that actually works to the advantage of these hedge fund companies. They're expecting people to do this. So they put shorts on the stock. And then when those funds fall to that value, now they just triggered their sell options, and now they just made a ton of money.
Yeah, so what we have going on right now is really weird. So basically, these Redditors are essentially manipulating the market, and we've talked about this before. But basically, you normally how it works is the wealthy control the stock market. They own like 85% of the funds, and the rest of the country or the world only owns like 15%. So it's crazy to see how a group of Redditors, and I mean, Wall Street Bets is again what the Reddit group is called. They do have
So,
two
so
million followers. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, let's talk about that Reddit group. They're actually called
Wall Street Bets.
Reddit. Yeah, Wall Street Bets on Reddit, and they have 2.3 million members on that group. And what happened was a user on Reddit last summer actually found that 84% of GameStop shares were held in short positions, which is unbelievable. And they only have 58 million shares. So this group of 2.3 million people band together on Reddit to call their brokers and not allow them to count their shares as short sell options. So because of this, the hedge funds that had all these shorts on these shares of this company, they lost instantly a huge amount of money because now they couldn't buy up all these shares to put shorts on them.
Yeah, and so you guys have seen the GameStop stock price. It's shooting over 300. It's trending on Twitter now. It's penetrated much further than just the Wall Street Bets group now. It's trending worldwide on Twitter, but it's also very dangerous in a way, because they're also manipulating the stock market in their own way. So yeah, they're manipulating it by getting a bunch of people to buy in the stock, not based on the company itself. GameStop is not doing well. They're kind of like what Blockbuster was. Blockbuster's out of business because of Netflix. GameStop is not doing well because everybody buys their games digitally now. And
Yeah.
so
So,
it's
uh,
one more thing. GameStop,
yeah.
it's dangerous because nobody's buying GameStop because of the actual company itself. So it's like it's basically just turned into a game now. It's not really buying based on value.
Yeah, for all you listeners that don't know what GameStop is, it's actually just a store that sells video games and consoles like Xbox, PlayStation. It's pretty outdated now because you can literally go on your Xbox and download a game right off the marketplace
And
online.
and this trend hasn't just stopped at GameStop. We're seeing it with now other stocks like
Nokia,
AMC.
BlackBerry. Well, AMC was something different. AMC got bailout money.
Well,
So,
no, the Redditors are actually banding together for AMC too. It's trending on Twitter as well. There's AMC.
yeah, but AMC started because they got bailed out. What happened was AMC was going to go bankrupt, and the hedge funds knew that they were going to be getting bailout money. So when the CEO announced that they got injected, like, was it $900 million or something, some crazy amount of money, they got an injection of funds, then people started buying that stock like crazy. And then it got trendy on Reddit too. So,
And let me just say about Melvin Capital, it's kind of funny because they actually just got bailed out. So they lost like billions of dollars. And because of this, I forget what company, but they got bailed out like $4 billion. So it's funny how these big corporations get bailed out no matter what.
well, they
Um,
got I don't know if this number is correct because I got this yesterday, but from what I read, they lost 30% of their value in 2 days, Melvin Capital, and they got a bailout of $2.75 billion.
yeah,
It may be more now, I don't
that
know,
sounds
but
about accurate.
yeah.
But yeah,
So
it's kind of crazy what's going on.
yeah, and American Airlines was up 33%, so that got shut down. So what's happening now is Wall Street's fighting back. Full discretion, by the way, Robinhood is taking money from these hedge funds and giving the hedge funds data for the popular apps on their net, like people are buying and trading. They're giving the transactions and letting them know what are the popular apps on their popular stocks on their platform.
N-
That's pretty effed up.
Now let's just say full discretion here too. I always like seeing both sides. We gotta also keep in mind that Robinhood has a lot of very, very new investors that do not know what they're doing. So from a perspective, and I always like playing devil's advocate and seeing the other side, and I also don't like cancel culture, because I've seen cancel culture go wrong one too many times when someone actually hasn't done something. So I don't like jumping to conclusions, but anyways, Robinhood has basically stopped people from being able to buy a GameStop and I think AMC too.
BlackBerry,
But let's
Nokia.
also we don't we know that they might have ulterior reasons, but let's also keep in mind that they also have a ton of new investors. And while that may have no, they may not give a shit about that. They may not care at all about new
No.
investors losing their money. But I always like seeing the other side and playing devil's advocate. So
Well, they're playing the we're trying to protect you from yourself card, which is ridiculous. And I hate when companies do that. But I mean, we're all adults and you make your own decisions and you know it's very risky.
yeah,
Um,
also the very new investors can be manipulated very easily. Their friend says, "Oh, buy this, it's going up, it's going up." So I could see that aspect of it,
well,
but
I mean, my friends told me to buy it, and you and I both wouldn't be influenced by that.
yeah, but
So
we're
that's
not that new investors. I'm talking about people who just joined Robinhood.
yeah. But still, I think it's very dangerous that Robin took that into their own hands, and now
Oh,
there's
I agree.
class action lawsuits trending all over the
I
place.
think they should have let the SEC handle it. I don't know why the SEC is not really stepping in and doing anything.
They will be. I mean, there's no way the large hedge funds, and billionaires are going to let Main Street investors win. So, I mean, you're gonna see new regulations because of this. I guarantee. There's going to be some type of new laws
Do
in
you want to
place
talk
because of
about
it.
AOC and what she has to say on it and all that? Or
Yeah. So, well, we had some new tweets today. Well, we had tweets all day long by very prominent people, and let me pull up the article.
yeah, go ahead. No
Uh,
worries.
so So I saw an article on Market Watch, by the way, one of the sources we recommended on our video number 16, I believe.
Mhm.
Go check that one out, episode 16. Market Watch had Mark Cuban, Dave Portnoy, which we all know Mark Cuban is the CEO and owner of the Dallas Mavericks, amongst other things. Dave Portnoy is the CEO of Barstool Sports, and then AOC. Obviously, we all know she's a was she a senator or a congresswoman? I think she's a congresswoman.
She's in the House of Representatives.
Right, right. So she's one of those famous progressive congresswomen. So Mark Cuban tweeted today. So Robinhood app and IBKR, I'm not sure what that is, ended trading in Wall Street bets stocks, which is the Reddit forum, because they're losing their asses on these trades, or maybe they don't have the cash to enable the trades at this scale. Which is that tweet from Mark Cuban got me really scared, and I started doing some research. So, full discretion, I just transferred to Fidelity today because I'm very nervous about Robinhood's future.
Yeah,
And
I'm
the
probably going
and
to be transferring out as well.
so um Robinhood has 1% of the assets of Fidelity, which is insane. Insane. Because so Robinhood is we don't really know what their assets are because they're not an IPO, but you can get a pretty good feel for what it is if you do some online research from people that have actually went into their assets and like how many customers they have and whatever. I think they're at $40 billion. Whereas if you look at a company like Fidelity, they're like trillions of dollars in assets. So it makes me feel better and I feel safer going with a company that's more reputable, has a long history. And I've actually had 401ks through them in the past. So,
Yeah. I also wanted to read. So Robinhood just sent out an email at 5:44 p.m. This is less than 2 hours ago now. I'm going to read the whole thing just so that you guys can understand. Their PR team obviously came up with this, but
yeah, of
I'm
course.
going to
Yeah.
read it
We're
anyways.
doing our best, blah, blah,
An
blah.
update on
Yeah.
market conditions. Hi, Andrew. It's been a tough day, and we're grateful for you being a Robinhood customer. In light of the extraordinary market conditions this week, we've temporarily limited buying for certain securities this morning. Starting tomorrow, we plan to allow limited buys of these securities. We'll continue to monitor the situation and may make adjustments as needed. As a brokerage firm, we have many financial requirements, including SEC net capital obligations and clearinghouse deposits. Some of these requirements fluctuate based on volatility in the markets and can be substantial in the current environment. These requirements exist to protect investors in the markets and we take our responsibilities to comply with them seriously, including through the measures we have taken today. There's a little bit more, but I'm going to stop there. So they're basically just trying to cover themselves. Obviously, their PR team had to come up with this quick over all the
Yeah.
backlash coming in.
It's just a nothing statement. It means nothing.
But
It,
the one takeaway is they're going to allow limited buys tomorrow, supposedly.
Yeah, I think they've gotten so much backlash from everybody today, all over social media and all kinds of prominent people, that they have to do
Let's
something.
also let's also say this though: they're not the only brokerage that has shut down
No,
trading.
that's true. That's
I'm
true,
not sure
but they
exactly
were
how
the
many.
first one. They were
Yeah,
the first one.
I'm not
That's why
sure.
they're getting backlash.
I'm not sure exactly how many there are. I know TD Ameritrade has stopped.
And Charles Schwab.
Webull has also stopped, but they have said that they're not the ones who did it. I forget who they said did it. Their partner who did it. I gotta look it up. Um, give me a sec. Webull Shuts
Full
down.
disclosure, E-Trade did allow it all day long. So I have two friends I work with that have E-Trade, and they both said throughout the entire day they were able to buy
Yeah, so
anything.
Webull's clearing firm house refuses to allow any more clearance. It says so. Webull claims that they're not the one who did it, and they said they disagree with the decision. Um,
Yeah. I believe Robinhood was the first to do it, and that's why they took so much flack for it. Um,
yeah,
so basically, I think there's going to be some investigations into what happened, and I think Robinhood is going to get a financial audit. I think
let's
that's
also
what the thing that.
let's yeah, I think so too. Let's also say that Robinhood, this isn't the first time they've got sued. They recently just had to pay out money because they didn't fully disclose how they make money. So they got sued for that. They lied about a 3% interest savings account that they had backlash over. There's been a few other things that they've done. They don't have phone support.
Here's the
Um,
thing, guys. If you're with a brokerage that has $40 billion in assets and they still refuse to give phone support or add the ability to have you add a beneficiary to your account, that's some really shady stuff. And they don't even have a virtual chat assistant.
yeah,
That's like something's not right. And I know we did videos in the past talking about Robinhood, and there's a lot of pros to it, and we both use it. But I don't know. After today, I'm really nervous, and I just have a bad feeling that they're going to get audited by the government, and something bad is going to. I'm not saying that it is. I'm not saying. This is just my personal feeling.
yeah. I mean, they've only been around since 2013 too. I think I'm gonna switch to, even though TD Ameritrade also didn't
Yeah,
allow
but at
these
least you
trades.
know TD Ameritrade is
Yeah,
in no
I
danger.
have a
Yeah, yeah,
retirement account with them, so I'm probably just gonna switch over to them as well. I mean, Robinhood, there's something, just there's a bad feeling. There's a bad gut
yeah.
feeling about Robinhood. There really is. I don't know what it is, but it's just not right.
I think after this, a lot of people are going to be transferring. So, and they could lose a lot of money because of this. Now, it's like you said before, you could play devil's advocate with the Reddit market manipulation is definitely a problem because I understand you want people are making a lot of money of this and they're trying to, it's an FU to the institutions and the hedge funds. But if you just allow groups to band together and do this type of stuff, they can do this with every single stock
Yeah,
on the stock
and
market.
I think that's the problem, because they're not valuing a company. Let's say you take a penny stock and you drive it up to $100. The penny stock in and of itself, it's worthless, obviously, because no one's investing in it. It has no value to society. They're not
Yeah.
making any money. You don't want to just drive up random stocks. It turns the stock market into a game, which it's not supposed to be a game.
It kind of is a game, but now it's like an exposed game.
Yeah,
It's at least there was some rhyme and
I think that's
reason.
a good point.
Yeah, there's some rhyme and reason to investing before this. Whereas, like, okay, Apple, like these companies that are getting driven up, at least you know what they are. You know there's a really great and bright future to them. There's no bright future to GameStop and Nokia and BlackBerry and these companies that have been tanking for the past 5 years.
Yeah.
It makes no sense that GameStop is up to $400 a share and Apple's $140 a share.
Yeah,
You know,
it's supposed to be based on annual reports. How well is the company doing? Are they making money? What's their future like? How's their market share? But it's just none of that. It's just pure, it's crazy.
a lot of investing is future expectations, guys. So, where the company is going to be in the future, and there's no future for GameStop that I can see, anyways. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not saying they're going to go bankrupt, but that's like a $10 stock to me.
Yeah. Yes,
So.
it's been pretty wild. We had to make a video on this because we couldn't not jump in on this drama. It's pretty crazy what's going on. I'm sure everybody is going to be making videos about this, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh, everyone's going to be making videos, but we're talking in a lot, this is for everybody listening, but we're really talking in particular to the Facebook groups we're in, where we have thousands and thousands of members that are just so confused about what's happening. And we just wanted to help break it down as simple as possible.
Yeah, so if you guys want to join that Facebook group, we can link it in the description. But yeah, this is for everyone listening. If you're listening on podcasts, if you're listening on YouTube, if you're from the Facebook group, you guys are all welcome, no matter where you're from. Subscribe, like the podcast, rate us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, whatever. But yeah, I'm pretty
Can
sure that.
I just want to throw in one more thing.
Yeah.
Um, So if you guys are following us via podcast and YouTube, you may have noticed that episode 16 on the audio version is different than episode 16 on the YouTube version. So we did an episode. We filmed an episode with a guy named Noah Mittman, and unfortunately, the audio was really bad on it, and we did the best we could to fix it. It is available on YouTube. Where I'm not going to post it to the audio version because it just wasn't good enough quality. But if you want to go watch it on YouTube, it's fine. So you can kind of get through it.
Yeah.
But audio wasn't very good, so I didn't want to bother posting
And
it.
also one more disclaimer. Because I'm probably switching out of Robinhood, you will probably no longer see my Robinhood link in the description.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that. And then yeah, besides that, I think we're ready to wrap it up.
Yeah. And leave some reviews and leave comments and likes and subscribe.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. Bye bye.
Thanks.